Hey lovely, so I'm going from this to this. So here's another Hair Thursday. I hope you like this. If you do, keep watching and let's get into this intro, baby.
Pretty so bad, Lanisha so hood. Pretty Lanisha became a slave fighter.
Hair, fashion, beauty. So lovelies, I'm gonna start out by sectioning my hair into 3 sections, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. So for this section, I'm going down the middle and I'm going behind my ear to part it off across my head, and I'm gonna do the same for the other side. Once I finish the front, I'm going to part the back down the middle as well, and then I'm going to start parting off my sections to make my cornrow. This is going to be my perimeter braid so that I can sew my half wig onto my head. And then for the rest of that middle piece, we're just going to use some leftover braiding hair. And for the rest of that middle piece, you can braid it however you want. You can braid it in a beehive, which is a circle going around and around. You could braid it straight back, which is what I did. You could braid it zigzag, however you feel comfortable braiding your hair back there. You could do 3 big braids, 4 big braids, whatever the case may be. I decided to do smaller braids because my hair is shorter and I wanted the style to last for a while, so I didn't want to do big braids for my hair to be coming out of it. So this is the cap that I used to do my half wig, to make my half wig. I didn't buy a half wig, but you guys can. I marked out where I wanted my half wig to start and end on my head, and then I didn't have enough hair to finish the half wig, so I decided to use the closure that came with the wig, which I hated because the curl pattern does not match. But nobody's gonna notice with this ponytail, so I decided to use that and I sewed it on. Now I'm using the leftover braiding hair from the Janet collection, and I'm going to do my edges with an edge control that was sent to me, but I'm still reviewing it, so that video will be coming soon when I can give y'all a good full review. I'm going to part my hair down the middle, make that part really nice and neat, and then I'm going to part a braid on the side and another braid on the side and braid that up to get that out of the way, because that's where our triangles are going to be, and I do the same for the other side. This is how I get my middle braid to be in the middle and make sure that it's neat in the middle by making a part going straight down the middle, then evenly make parts on the side of that part that I made down the middle, and that's how I get my middle braid to be in the middle of my head. Now this section is where we're going to do our triangles. I already started the first one. Now we're going to do the second one, and I think in this section I did 5 triangles. I'm twisting them up to get it out of the way so it can stay nice and neat. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to use this braiding hair for example, just to show people that they can still get this hairstyle if they have a TWA that's shorter than mine. Like when I first did my second big chop, you could do the knotless braid. So I'm just adding in 3 little pieces of braiding hair, and I'm braiding my hair down. So if I wanted to stretch this braid to the other side of my head, I can do so and it will reach because I did a knotless braid. But because that's not what I'm trying to do, I just braided up all my little triangles with my own hair and not do the knotless braid, and then I'm going to braid the middle down. Now I have this at regular speed just for the simple fact that I want you guys to see everything that I'm doing. When we get further down along in the video, of course I'm going to speed it up, but I'm basically doing a feed-in braid that I do on most of my videos already, so it's pretty much self-explanatory. I was trying to do the stitch braid, but then I kind of gave up on that because I realized once I start adding those small little triangle braids in, that you will no longer see that it's a stitch braid. So eventually I give up on the whole stitch braid theme, but that's why I'm using the comb and making sure I'm getting like the pieces exactly how I want it. Now because I have short hair, this time around, instead of just braiding, I am taking my time. I'm putting my jam. You could use gel, you could use edge control, whatever works best for your hair. Something that's not going to make your hair revert back would be best, to blend my hair in. I'm also trying to use the braiding hair to cover my hair, just like you're tucking the hair so you can't see it. That's what I'm trying to do with this cornrow. It's a little harder to do it on myself. I kind of know how to do it really well on someone else, but on myself it's kind of hard to tuck it because I can't really see as well as I would want to. Anyways, that's what I'm doing just so I can hide a lot of the brown hair. But my hair, even when it was longer, was very unruly. My ends was always thick and it never wanted to like stay in the braid, no matter how much gel, jam, edge control I would use. My ends were always unruly, long or short. So that's basically that, and I'm gonna go on to the next braid. I'm gonna braid that down a little bit and go on to the next braid. Now it's time for me to do my zigzag parts. I'm doing zigzag parts to go in with the whole triangle theme. I thought it would look nice. You do not have to do zigzag parts. You could do a curved line. You could do whatever your heart desires, but this is what I decided to do. I'm also slowing this piece down as well so you can see how I bring in the rest of the triangles into the braid. So it's really simple. I bring it in as I braid along. You bring it in when it feels natural. When you feel your hair already scooping it up, that's when you bring those triangle pieces in. Don't bring it any time before it's ready to come in, and don't bring it any time after. You bring it in where it falls into place. So if you're wondering why I'm doing all of this parting, I'm parting it in different sections in different ways just because your head is curving. So in order for me to take all of the hair up in a nice curve, it's easier for me to separate it down the middle and pick up the hair from side to side. That way I know it's going in the curve that I want, instead of it focusing more towards the next braid. It's actually curving with the shape of my head, if that makes sense. So now that all of the braids are done, I'm going to take this little small rubber band and put my hair into a ponytail and braid this braid down. And once I finish braiding the braid down towards the ends, I'm going to take the ends and wrap it around the ponytail. And that's basically why it looks like that. Now I'm taking my half wig, I'm placing it where I want it. And I'm going to take a scrunchie and wrap that around the ponytail so I can sew down this half wig. I'm sewing it down through the closure and I'm going around my head. Once I finish sewing the wig down, the half wig down, I'm going to rewrap the ends like I said I did, and I'm going to take my leftover bundles, which is the smallest bundle, and I'm going to wrap that around this little hanging braid, and I'm going to wrap it up. I'm taking my thread and needle and I'm sewing down that end, and I'm wrapping around. I'm making sure I keep the thread in an upward position so it doesn't get in the way of the wefts going around this braid. And when I feel like I need to tack it down, I tack it down. And as you notice, I throw the thread to the back of my head so it can stay out of the way, and I continue to wrap the bundles. When I feel like I need to tack it in place, I use my thread and needle, tack it in place, and then I throw the thread back up and do the same thing throughout this whole wrapping process. Once I get to the end of my bundle track, I'm going to sew it into place, and then I'm going to put the closure here in a ponytail with my scrunchie. Make sure that it's secure, and then I'm going to take my last piece of bundle here, which is also a short bundle piece. I'm going to take the ends of it, wrap it around my ponytail, my little braid ponytail, and I'm going to wrap the wefts around like you would do any ponytail with wefted hair. When I'm done, I'm going to take a piece of the closure hair, and I'm going to use that to wrap around my ponytail so I could get a flawless finish after I finish tacking the end of this weft down. Now I'm using the closure piece because, like I told you guys already, it does not blend in with the rest of the hair. So I'm trying to use as much as the closure hair as possible to wrap around my half top ponytail. So that's what I'm using, a little spritz in my paddle brush to smooth it out and wrap it around. And this is basically what it looks like after I pin it into place. It looked too small for me, so I was like, let's add more hair. So I took some more of the closure hair and I used the spritz and I wrapped it around. But it looked a little like not as neat as I would like it to look. So I took some more hair from my ponytail and I used that to wrap it around in the opposite direction, and it gave me that flawless look in my opinion. And I used spritz to smooth everything out and my little edge control brush to make sure everything is in place because it was small enough to do so. And this is the finished look. We're done. I'm going to use some mousse on my braids. You know, I always use mousse on my braids, and some spritz because you know my hair is short and unruly, and I define the curls a little bit. And this is your finished look. Something cute, something quick and simple, because like I said, if you just go to the store and get a half wig, the look would be complete like that. You do your braids in the front and your half wig in the back, and bam, done. Just like another tutorial I did. I'll link it below and in this video. So I hope you guys like it. Leave your comments and everything below. Let me know what you think. And until next time, lovelies, later.